Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Wispipedia. I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted to play a hero shooter where you choose between different sick mech suits fighting waves of dinosaurs in a PvE race against another team? You have? Well then you should definitely check out Exoprimal. Today I want to give you my first impressions of Exoprimal. If you haven't heard much about the game, don't worry, I'll fill you in on what it is too. If you like this video, like and sub for more stuff on Exoprimal. I'm thinking we'll be covering it on this channel because I'm personally having a ton of fun with it so far. Tell me in the comments which exosuits you're enjoying the most, and yeah, alright, let's go. Exoprimal has a bunch of different elements at play, so it's kinda hard to explain. It's a little like Overwatch, Warframe, MOBAs like League of Legends or Pokemon Unite, and a couple other things mixed in. In each match, you're split into two teams of 5 exosuit pilots that race against each other to clear out waves of interdimensional dinosaurs. Once you've cleared out enough waves of dinos with your team, you get transported to a final mission that can either be PvE or PvP. The game has a few options for both, and a couple other interesting twists and turns. Each exosuit has its own attacks and abilities, and they're separated into 3 categories: Assault, Tank, and Support. Assault exosuits are your main damage dealers, whose primary objective is to clear out waves of enemies. They don't have much health though, so they're pretty squishy. Tanks, on the other hand, have a ton of health, but don't do quite as much damage as the assault characters. Their main goal is usually to distract enemies and draw damage away from the rest of the team. Many of them have defensive options that help to block damage from the rest of the team. Support exos are your healers. They can apply buffs to your friends and debuffs to your foes. It's a good time, and I'm having a ton of fun with it so far. That said, it's not all great, so let's get into some early impressions. First, I think it takes a little too long to unlock some game modes. For a lot of people, the lack of variety in the early game could definitely lead to them dropping the game. More stuff unlocks later, and there are a lot of cool things to do, but you have to stick with it a bit. When you get to that first fight with the Neo T-Rex, oh man, that's a really fun experience, but it takes a while to get there. My best advice is to use the early game trying out a bunch of different suits to understand how they work. Then once you start moving into the more difficult stuff, around like 25% story completion, specialize a bit more. It will help to speed up the process and keep you a bit more entertained. There are a few social features that are definitely missing in the game right now as well. It's frustrating that you can only party up with people on the same platform. A fix is coming soon, but it's a little frustrating that it isn't there at launch. And this last one is a minor gripe, but I could do with a shorter intro for each match from Leviathan. It gets a little grating hearing him explain what the wargames are all about each time you load into a match. Also, once you get further into the game, there's a chance you'll end up having missions with cutscenes in them. It'd be nice if you could skip the cutscenes, as they feel a bit like the game holding you up, which feels pretty bad in a race against another team. Also, progressing the story is extremely important, but it feels really weird to do. As you complete matches, you'll unlock different recordings and cutscenes that you can watch and listen to on the analysis map. This will increase your percentage of story completed. This is how you unlock new maps and missions. It is an interesting and new way to deliver story, but feels a little disjointed and random at times. All told, there really isn't all that much bad to say about the game. So let's get into the mixed stuff. The only thing I'm going to talk about here is microtransactions. This is a game that is released in 2023. Of course, it has microtransactions. Like it or not, that's just where the industry is right now. It's also a live service game, so it does follow the season pass model. That said, I personally don't find the monetization to be that terrible. You can purchase the Head Start kit that gives you access to 3 exosuits, or you can just play the game and unlock them normally. You will unlock them as you level up and purchase them with the in-game currency. Which, I know, I mention in-game currency and everyone groans, and I didn't even mention the war chests, which are just loot boxes. But don't worry too much. You can't buy Bic coins, the in-game currency, or the loot boxes. You just earn them by playing the game, which I personally am pretty okay with. And you know what, let's talk about the Season Pass. Honestly, I think the Season Pass is actually worth it this season. There are 2 skins per character, and the skins are pretty awesome in my opinion. The other cosmetic rewards on the pass are also fairly desirable, so I think it's actually worth purchasing. That said, I am playing this on Game Pass, so I know for me personally that the value proposition is a little bit different. If I buy the Season Pass, I'm effectively playing a $10 game. If I had bought this for $60 and the Season Pass for $10, I am sure I'd feel a little differently. I'm never going to think 100% positively about monetization in games, so again, it's definitely mixed. I feel better about it in this game versus some other games as a service model IPs, but still, business is business. Alright, let's talk about the good stuff. First of all, this game is just pure fun. I've really enjoyed learning as much as I can about how the game functions. It's really cool to pop into a new mission that you hadn't discovered before. Once you progress into the 10-player activities, it gets pretty wild. No longer are you really fighting against the other team, but all 10 players are teaming up against whatever is thrown at you. It's pretty wild, and I have really enjoyed getting into the mid and late game activities. Additionally, it's been a ton of fun to learn how each exosuit plays and what their strengths and weaknesses are. Each suit has a distinct, unique personality that really changes how you play the game. I love how each suit is exciting to play and understand, and they all have their own unique identity and playstyle. Like, this is the first game where I've enjoyed playing the tank, and then I got Murasame, and now I love playing the tank. Each suit also has its own customization options with modules that change the suit's stats, damage output, and behaviors. It's really interesting to level up a suit and learn how you can mold it to your playstyle. Speaking of leveling up, at the end of every match you'll gain experience for your player level, season pass, and the exosuit you used in the match. You're leveling up something almost every single match, and the rewards continue flowing in. It feels good to know that you're making as much progress as you are, even if that's just the lizard brain talking. And I want to say this again because I know some people are getting a bit miffed by the early game. As you progress through the game and unlock more maps and final missions, the game opens up a lot. It gets much less predictable and repetitive. And lastly, Capcom is traditionally very good at supporting games post-launch. Because of that, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what they do with a live service model. They already have a bunch of updates scheduled and a few exciting collaborations with other Capcom games as well. I'm really stoked to see what the Monster Hunter collab is, personally, and I'm really excited to see how much the game will grow as they add the exosuit variants, more rigs, modules, maps, and final missions. All of these are going to help the game feel much more alive and fresh. There's even a new mode launching next week that will also add more variety, and the first wave of variants launching next month. There's already cool stuff on the horizon. I really think that Exoprimal has a ton of potential to be a really great experience for a long time. As long as the team continues providing solid updates and cosmetics for each season, I think I'm going to continue having a great time with this game. I'm not sure that it's going to become like a main game for me, but I'll definitely be rotating it out on stream with the others that I play frequently. I'm having a ton of fun with this so far, and I definitely recommend giving it a try. If you have Game Pass, just download it and play a few rounds. Invite some friends too, because it's way more fun to play in a group. And hopefully, I'll see you out in the war games. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments which exosuit is your favorite to play, and do the usual YouTube things. Like and sub. Follow me on Twitch to catch some Exoprimal streams. Also, check out the Dojo Discord and my own personal Discord server, The Lantern. If you're looking for folks to play games with, I can't recommend a better community than Dojo. There are a bunch of lovely people there, and I've made a bunch of great friends who play a number of different games together. I definitely recommend checking us out. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you drink your water, get good sleep, and take care of yourselves. And I'll catch you next time.